but this one on fleek. But I realized to myself, I was getting older. Like, the fact that I didn't know what that meant, I had to, ask somebody that was a little bit younger than me what that meant. That means like, I'm probably not as old as I used to be. But one thing that I've learned as I've grown older is the power that prayer has. Let's think about this. So, prayer, being as powerful as it is, all the religions have some type of prayer that they do. Muslims, what they do is 5 times a day at the exact same time, they get down on their knees and pray. But it's different than what Christianity does, because they have set prayers that they do 5 times a day. They have to set out their prayer mat and be in a room where they have clean clothes and a clean room, and they point it towards Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia, at the same time, every single day, 5 times a day, and they pray. This very standard prayer. If you look at Buddhists don't necessarily have a true high God, but what they do is when they pray, it's a way to enlighten themselves. And that's another word for they're looking inside themselves for knowledge. It's really more like meditation. But there's really no communication with the high God. This is where Christianity is different, because Christianity doesn't have the rules like Muslims do or the lack of a high God like the Buddhists do. But what we have is a very simple way. We have easy access to a conversation with the Almighty. And no one else really can claim that other than Christians. We're the ones that can say, at any point in time, I can be standing up, sitting down, laying down, about to go to sleep, eyes closed, hands prayed, on my knees, on standing up. It doesn't matter. I can pray. I can be looking at you right now and talking to you, and in my mind back up, I can be praying. There's no set ritual of what I need to do. The only thing that God asks for is that you come to Him. You come to Him and have a conversation, because He makes it so easy for you. It's funny, when me and my wife, we first started dating, I had a cell phone, flip phone, back in the day when I was so proud of Sony Ericsson, type the numbers, it wasn't no touchscreen. And what we used to do, we used to stay on the phone for hours. Hours. Anybody got like a boyfriend or girlfriend here? Y'all just like, hey babe, how you doing? What you doing? Nothing. What you doing? Nothing. And y'all just sit like that for hours because you just want to be together. There's be times when we would, this is slightly embarrassing, but we would just say, I'm just going to put the phone right here. I'm just going to fall asleep with you on the phone. Because I love you so much. Because we wanted to be with each other. We felt a passion for each other, so we felt that we just wanted to be each other. And it was so easy for us to do that. So, if I felt like that about, as great as she is, my wife, our future wife, how should you feel about the Most High God that knows any and everything about what you're going through, knows you, knows every hair in your head, knows where you've been, where you're going, where you've been, the time you've been there. It doesn't matter. He knows about you. And the time you give Him is the prayer we just did, 5 minutes a week. Or you may not even pray then. You've been distracted. You're probably on your phone like, I'm really looking at the Bible, but I want to see how Scandal episode was this last week. But it's a shame, right? The passion that we have towards each other, we should have more passion for the one that is almighty, that has He's sacrificed for us, He's given to us. We should give Him the time of day because He makes it so easy for us. We look at prayer, and God has different ways that He answers prayer. And there's been times when I look around and I talk to youth, and I keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again. Brother Jonathan, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been praying for. God doesn't hear me. I've been praying for this over and over and over and over again, and God has not given me a sign, a clue, a knowledge of where I'm going. Prayer is just something that people talk about to make people calm. It really doesn't do anything. Now, I'm in church, but in church, I believe it's a place for you to be real. If you feel that way, that prayer really doesn't help. All it does is make me say something, but I've had instances in my life where I prayed and something good did not happen. I want you to raise your hand if you feel that way, honestly. Okay? I appreciate that, those that raise their hand. So I'll say I've felt that way before. There's been times in my life where I've prayed and nothing has happened. I'm going to show you guys a personal story. Those that are in my 9th grade group probably already know this, but I'm going to say this anyway. So when I was 6 months old, my mother was paralyzed from the waist down. So she was in a wheelchair pretty much since my whole entire life. Ever since I was able to really think and have words, I prayed for her to walk again. Every night, every morning. It came so ritual to what I was doing. Every single prayer I would have, it was just something I would do. God, thank you for me, my papa, grandmother Christy, Jonathan, JP, all my relatives and friends, and please help mom feel better and walk. Every single prayer. To this day, my mom is still in a wheelchair. She still needs help. She's still paralyzed. And for a long time, I asked God, why? Why would you allow a single mother with 2 boys to be paralyzed? She hasn't done anything wrong. She's done the good things in her life. She's not a bad person. Why would you do this? Why would you not answer my prayer? And I got an answer. I want to illustrate this for you. I have a nephew. His name is Taj. Taj is 5 years old. He is like a phenom on basketball. I really wish I would have brought a video. I may do that maybe next time I come up and speak. But this dude is good. He's good. He's able to, at 5 years old, y'all know what a spider is? Y'all ever play basketball? You know, he can spider. He can do it. Or he can dribble with 2 hands. He's able to shoot on 10-foot goals from the free throw line at 5 years old. Impressive. So I went to Dallas to visit them, and my brother, who I would say, other than my wife, he's the best friend that I have. I know my brother better than probably anybody else in this world, and he knows me. So I went to visit them in Dallas, and we went, my nephew gets up, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, Uncle, Dad, I want to go to the YMCA hoop. All right, so we went there, and he was doing basketball drills, he's showing me his figure 8, he's doing crossovers, doing layups. He's good, okay, he's good. And in walks in this kid. His name is Malachi. Malachi is one of those kids that's real good. You know when you're really good at maybe a certain age, like AAU or scouts will find you out. And then they'll actually recruit you at a very young age to come in special teams. So that, like having LeBron James, he was recruited very young and he got very good teams so that he could become a really good basketball player. This happened with Malachi. Malachi is 4 years older than my nephew. My nephew is 5, Malachi is 9. Malachi comes and you can tell he's good. He's quick with the basketball, he's doing layups, he's doing the drills with us. And then my brother has an idea. My brother says, hey, let's play 2-on-2. My brother's a better basketball player than I admit it. So my brother says, hey, I'm going to choose Taj. He's a younger one. Malachi, you be with my brother, Jonathan. Okay. And so Taj is up for it, but really we're not playing a real 2-on-2 game. My brother and I are kind of dribbling, trying to show each other off. We're really just giving the ball to Malachi and Taj so they can play. Taj usually dominates his age group. He goes in, makes layups, doesn't have any problems. He has no issues being the best. But when Malachi came around, my brother told Malachi, don't you be easy on him. And Malachi listened. Every time Taj would go up, try to shoot on the goal, Malachi swatted out the sky. Every time Taj would try to dribble in, Malachi would steal the ball. Malachi was shaking him. He couldn't play defense on him. Taj was just having a tough time. And you could tell that he was discouraged by the fact that his father had put him into that situation. He was not playing as good defense. He was getting upset. And then something happened. Malachi went up for a layup, and he was a pretty good basketball player. He had some basketball sense. He went up. My brother kind of acted like he was blocking. He had good basketball sense. He dished the ball back to me. No look. What he didn't see, though, was my nephew Taj got in the way. And when he got in the way, the ball hit him in the stomach. So he's pretty tough. It really wasn't that bad. But Taj, being 5 years old, started to cry. That's what kids at that age do. And he cried and he cried. And immediately, I saw the pain in my brother's eyes, his father. I saw the pain that he saw when he saw his child cry. And then Taj went up to his father and he's like, Dad! And he walked up to him and he hugged him and he started to cry. And the pain was welling up in my brother. And I know my brother enough. He wasn't crying or he doesn't. Probably people can see it, but I could see he was hurt. Now my brother looked at him and said, you want to quit, don't you? Taj cried, shook his head just like this. And he looked down at him and said, you want to be a good basketball player? He said, yes. He said, you can't quit.